in the Sun Devil Stadium. So I told them that's one thing that they can be thankful for, and we can all be thankful for. It was a game where we went in with the mindset of trying to run the football, and we accomplished that. We missed a couple big pass plays. And then in the second half, we settled for too many field goals. Now, we have a freshman kicker that I thought made all of them, which is good to see. We scored 2 touchdowns on defense, and they get called back. So it's one of those games. There's a lot to learn from it. But I thought, we can hold the team to 3 points. That's always a good night for defense. And when you can run the football, that's also good for offense. But there's a lot of things we still have to work on. But I thought the composure of the team was pretty good. With all these new guys on the sideline, they didn't know how they were going to act. They were good. They were really good. And second half, like I said, we moved the ball. The key was for us to come out in the third quarter and score. And we were able to do that. I talked to the team about that. But then we settled for field goals. Not very good on third down. We got to improve on that. We cannot let third downs get away from us offensively. But for the most part, first time out, we were favored to win, and we won. And that's a good thing. But there's still a lot of work to do, for sure. Yes, sir. Sorry. Mm-hmm. No. That is, it's a team that has great camaraderie. They like each other. And they talked about it, right? But then you got to go be about it. And you sensed it on the sideline. There was no panic. Quarterback very calm, very, very, very calm. Thought he stood in the pocket pretty well. Made some couple throws, missed a couple, but that's has something to do with the familiarity with the receivers. What a young receiving core. I thought the big tight end caught some balls for us. That was good to see. And the runners ran. I challenged them. I challenged the runners there. Especially one, I told him, I said, now, there's 8-man box. I said, no one blocks the 8th guy. I mean, you got to make the guy miss. And I think he got mad at me, which was good. And then he really started running, right? Because it was almost like I think he was at times he was running cautious to me. He was a cautious runner. And maybe because, he kept saying, hey, we don't want to turn the ball over, we don't want to turn the ball over. And I might have made him feel a little cautious, but then I went over and talked to all those guys. I said, look, we ain't got 8 guys in the box. There's no one blocking the 8th guy. That's your guy. You got to make it miss. And next time I looked up, he was running. I said, okay. Should have said that earlier, but they got the message. I thought all of them ran well. Nagata ran well. The little sophomore ran well. I kind of closed my eyes and thought I was seeing that other guy that used to be here, right? Kind of similar, slasher. But for the most part, we played halfway decent.
You talked a lot about anxiety coming in that the players had. How do you feel like they handled that throughout the night?
Well, they handled it well, and we're at home, And speaking of home, I mean, our student body, it was about 13,000 students there. Can't thank them enough for showing up, and the parent, all of the people too. But you can feel the student body in that end zone over there. That's my favorite deal. When I watch them over there, they got a lot of stuff going on in that place. But wow. Yeah, the energy that they give, right? It's just fun to watch them. But I thought, for the most part, first home game, to win a game as a team was very important. In a game that obviously we were picked to win, right? And it's easy to say you're supposed to win, but then you got to go do it. And so that's the good part. We were able to accomplish that. I thought the front would play good, because we got a lot of depth there. And I mentioned going in our talk with the players and the coaches, I said, don't be surprised if they hurry up, because they don't want the rotation of the defensive linemen. They go fast. I took a peek at the team we play next week. They're really fast. I mean, they don't mess around. It's like 10 seconds, and they're hiking the ball. It's like, whoa. So I think that was a part of it. I thought the front played pretty good. They got after the quarterback, stopped the run. That's what we need to do. We need to stop the run, because they were a running football team like us. We were able to stop the run. Linebackers played fairly well. The corners, that's what I wanted to see. They didn't give up any vertical balls. Threw a couple double moves. They're in good coverage. You get 2 interceptions, that's pretty good. And we talked about that. We needed 2 turnovers tonight, and that's kind of our deal every week. You got to get 2 turnovers, and we were able to do that. It's a shame that, that's you get 2 touchdowns and interceptions. I mean, that's a pretty good night for defense. Yes.
We talked about penalties. We talked about that quite a bit in this first game. A lot of times, penalties. What was your take on execution and the penalties?
Wasn't that bad? The last year it was 13. No, was it 13? Yeah, it was 13. It was 11 in the first half, and it was 2 in the second. I showed the team that, by the way. And I thought for the most part, you're going to get a foul or 2. If you average 4 fouls, 5 fouls a game, you're okay. You're going to be pretty good during the season. You just don't want them to be ones that really hurt you. And a couple of them, it stalled drives offensively. We got one and kicked us back, right? Defensively, you gave them another opportunity. And then you get 2 of them for touchdowns, and they get called back. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. You're seeing it. It was a minute, about a minute. Yeah, something like that. And sometimes you change your philosophy. And I said we were going to be aggressive. I told the football team that. Anytime we got inside the plus 30, we were going for it on 4th down, depending on what it was, because I wanted to get our offense going. And, when that happened, I went, here you go. You got to lead, and you mess around and, try to go back and throw a pass. And, thank you for that. But that's okay. I just think we have to be aggressive. We're going to be more aggressive this year. And that's one of those deals. Everybody else does is great. When I do it, it's like, why did you do that, coach? Well, why not? Right? I mean, worst thing could happen is what happened. We gave him 3 points. And if I put it on the defense, I said, that's on me. Bail me out, bail the coach out, right? And the defense, we're able to hold them, so that's good.
And, Coach, I know you mentioned the defense, but it seemed like after NAU's first 2 series, they really kind of settled in. I know you said stop in the run, but what did you see after the first 2 series from your defense adjustment-wise?
Donnie did a good job of calling defenses first night, and I thought Glenn did a good job calling offense, what we were trying to get accomplished. We were pretty vanilla on defense, actually. Played a couple coverages, and that's what we did, and just get our guys. Because we got so many young guys in the secondary. And I thought, for the most part, the thing we went into the game with is don't let them have any vertical passes. Don't let them throw the ball down the boundary on us or inside and hit big plays. And for the most part, they did a good job. We solely could have had another. We had some chance to get a couple of interceptions. We were close. So when you think about it, but I thought for the most part, hold a team to 3 points. That's pretty good. Stop them from running. That's a pretty good night.
Coach, you had an offensive lineman, 79, who hasn't played in a little bit, and he got back out there tonight. What did that mean to you to see him get out there, knowing what he's been through? And
Yeah, that was good to see. We came in with a pretty good group of offensive linemen. Some guys have gotten nicked, but we'll get some guys back next week. And I think their ability to play multiple positions has helped us, right? Coach Cav has done that. We talked about it last night. We said if this guy goes down, Cav came up to me during the dinner. He says, well, what if this happens? I said, well, if this happens, you need to put that guy over there. And so we were playing musical chairs, and lo and behold, we get somebody goes down, and, we had to do some shuffling. But I thought for the most part, he did a good job. Yeah. Ankle. Nothing. Just ankle. He's a lineman. You don't have to run 40 or nothing. No, it's high ankle. Whatever the pain is. He's not like, I shouldn't say he's not an athlete, but he's not carrying the ball or, he's a lineman and he's a tough guy. And then hopefully we get him back, this week. Our other guy should be back this week too, so we will be okay. Yeah, I do. That's why we brought him here. He didn't He didn't catch a lot of balls in the other system he was in. And I told him, you're going to catch balls. I said, now I throw it to you, you got to catch it. And he's a big guy. He's a big target. You know, all those tight ends are. They're big. And I'm glad we're using tight ends on our offense. You know, it's fun to watch them because they're hard to defend, especially when we get them in certain formations.
Coach, you speak of Emory Jones' improvisational playmaking ability before. Did you like what you saw tonight?
Yeah, but we're going to have a little conversation, though. Yeah, we're going to have a conversation. Well, you know, you got to know when the journey's over. Right? I'm asking, did he ever play baseball? Because in baseball, you slide. You got to learn how to slide. I don't want him taking hits. You know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I mean, that's what I tell every quarterback, knowing the journey's over. Because you got to play the next play. I don't want to have to be walking out there and say, man, you all right? Helmet's all sideways and all that. Just slide, man. Just slide. Just slide. I mean, you know, if he didn't play baseball, I'm going to show him how to slide. I play baseball. I'm show him how to slide. He's got to be careful, you know. You got to just be careful.
First game with the two coordinators, your initial reaction?
They were good. They were, you know, I know Donnie. I mean, Donnie wasn't on the side. Like, he didn't come out of the booth like he did before one time on me in New York. But I thought they were good. You know, they had a good presence about what was going on. I thought the coaches on the sideline made the good adjustments. And I always call the sideline an information booth. That's where you gather information. Come off the field, there's information to be had. Go over there and listen to some coaches. They'll tell you what's going on. We'll adjust. I'll chime in, and, you know, with both parties, talk to both coordinators. And I thought the key for us the third quarter was really taking time off the clock, right? And, you know, it was always like, now we're playing against the clock. And all the quarterbacks did a good job. Reminded Glenn, just take the clock down to 5 seconds before we hike it. Just get the game over. There was a storm supposedly coming. And I heard that like in the fourth quarter. I said, well, okay, I know how to fix that. You know, we're going to run it, but let's just make sure the time runs off the clock. Because then when they were playing the clock at a certain point of the game, you know, you don't want to get anybody hurt. You just want to get out of there, you know. And so I thought they did a good job of doing that. Yeah, not a lot. Just did some things over and over, repeated things over and over. You know, guess you guys know why we did that, right? But, you know, I saw those guys today. I said, ooh, oh boy.
In terms of the offense, it seemed like there was a lot of rotation in the receiving
Yes.
core, and there was a lot of emphasis on spreading the ball around. Is that something that you feel like is emblematic moving forward, how the offense is going to operate?
Absolutely, because when you think about it, Thompson is a veteran guy, obviously, and Andre, and the rest of those guys are young, so we got to get them reps. They got 2 pass interference calls, which is good. You know, they were open, got pass interference. There was another one I thought was pass interference, but I guess it wasn't. But that's okay. But I thought those guys in the tight ends did a pretty good job.